In this series, we're going to take a look at JOOQ. This is great for interacting with a database from a Java code base. Now, on their website, they give a couple of reasons of why to use this tool, but the ones that I'm most interested in, or that's the most important to me, is going to be this one here, this type safe SQL. So this is probably the highlight for me. But then all these other things are also pretty useful. So for instance, this database first. A lot of tools out there are code first, which means you first need to write maybe some Java code, which then turns into a database. But now let's say you have a Go application, and now you need your Java app first, and then the Go app can connect to a database. So database first, it comes down to what is the system looking like. So let me show you some code. Here I have some example code. So in this series, we're going to be working on some tables. One of them is called account. And here I have delete account the old-fashioned way. And in here, we put the code, the SQL statement in our Java file. And then we need to create a prepared statement and then perform this sort of logic here. So set string, then we need to go count. Okay, here it is. We need to set this index 1 to the account ID parameter and then execute it. Now with simple queries, this is already a bit of a pain because look at this. Now I need to go keep track of like the indices of these arguments. Nothing wrong with this, but I mean, if we can do it better, then why not? So with JOOQ, for instance, this is the delete statement that I have here, but now with JOOQ. There's no raw SQL in here, and it's type safe information. So for us to build any kind of JOOQ application, we first need some database running somewhere. Now, because I'm doing this on my local machine and it's sort of local development and testing and whatever, I'll be using Docker for this stuff. So I have that installed on this machine. And if we take a look at this Docker compose file, this will start up a Postgres instance or a container and also a pgadmin container. Now I did an update to Postgres 18 and I had some issues with the volumes. So previously this was defined as something like this and it worked with PG17, but now at 18 I got some error messages and whatever, and I managed to fix it with this. The Postgres will be started with a Postgres user and a password is this, and then the pgadmin will have this as the email address. So let's start this up and then connect to this pgadmin and then see if we can get to that Postgres instance. So I'll run docker compose up, and that's going to attach to my containers. And then pgadmin should also be starting. I'm just waiting for this listening at logline in here. So that means I should be able to navigate to this localhost 5050. And if I do that, I'll get to this login page here. I can do admin@admin.com. That is a non-existent email, but it works with this config. And the password is also configured in the compose file. I don't want to save anything. So here we go. This is my pgadmin. And now I can register this server. So the name for this one, I'm going to call this local docker. And then I need to configure something for connection. Now, if you're connecting to an actual Postgres instance running on your machine, you'll probably type in localhost in here. But because we're using Docker, there is some networking going on in this between these two containers. I put this on the Postgres network. That means I can take that network name, put it in here, and then also just remember to update this here, Postgres user, and then the password. If I save that, it'll test the connection and also connect to it. Like if I try to register some, let's just call this broken server, and I put some random thing in here. So some host, Postgres, and then the password. If I try to connect to that, it's going to give me an error. So the fact that we get here means that it's working. There we go. Docker containers are running, and we can start to create some tables. And then after that, take a look at JOOQ and all that code generation that it gives us.